Good morning. Welcome to day 72 of a 12-week DeStress series, Quantum's Liberty. There you go, buddies. There's your water. Hope this day is finding you well. Today on the phone with us we have Jessica. And Jessica is an 11-year-old whose mother works at Grandview Medical Center as a nurse, and that's in Alabama. So let's start tapping. Jessica was saying that there is a lot of stress in her household right now, so we are going to be tapping on bringing down that level of stress so that your body can be in a better healthy state. And the way that we do that, we tap on the karate chop point, and in 1 week of tapping meditation for 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes at night, in 1 week, you will lower your cortisol levels 37%. And also raise your immunoglobulin levels 113%. So that's a beautiful way to bring some centeredness and some health into your body that is actually based on science. So we'll start doing our tapping because that's one of the things that we can do to help us to be healthier during this pandemic, at least during this phase of this pandemic. So there's some new things going on in Alabama and in the rest of the nation too. Well, in Alabama, they have in Birmingham, where your mom works at Grandview Medical Center, she is being exposed to a very heavy influx of Delta variant coronavirus patients, and that's stressing you out, Jessica. But just know that we have a lot of science that backs us, and everybody's doing what they think is the very best thing to do. So let's talk through this, and just know that you're going to follow the science. You're going to wear a double mask if needed, because Birmingham and all of Alabama is my knowledge from talking with your mom a little bit. But so the rate of vaccination is only 34% in Alabama, and they're finding that the numbers of coronavirus patients that are on ventilators right now in the critical care unit where your mom works is 100% of them are on ventilators, and they have the Delta variant, and they're unvaccinated. The one that is vaccinated, fully vaccinated, is on oxygen, expected to go home. So this is it's a pandemic this time around of the unvaccinated, and the things that they can do if they really, really, really want to stay unvaccinated is to do what we did at the beginning of the pandemic, which would be especially double masking, and that's just a single layer surgical mask with a single layer of cotton over it. Very simple and very comfortable. And so if it's well fitted, then that protection, if you're unvaccinated, and that includes not getting within 6 feet of another person who might be carrying the virus, and also washing your hands, right? For 2 rounds with soap of happy birthday or 20 seconds. And you want to use soap because the virus is lipid soluble, so that means that soap breaks down the membrane. So if you do the 20 seconds, you're going to break that down if it's on your hands, okay? So one thing that John Brooks, he's the Dr. John Brooks, he's the Chief Medical Officer for the Centers for Disease Control COVID-19 response team. He says, and repeat after me, Thanks, Jessica. Whatever we can do to improve the performance of masks right now will speed our control of this pandemic. Our control of this pandemic. Let's do it twice more. Whatever we can do to improve the performance of masks right now will speed our control of this pandemic. Very good. One more time. Whatever we can do to improve the performance of masks right now will speed our control of this pandemic. We're going to do some regular tapping now too, okay? Even though I feel really worried that the Centers for Disease Control is predicting 4,000 plus deaths daily by October. I know that I have a choice in how I stand in this pandemic, and I love myself for having that choice, and I accept myself. Even though I have this worry that all these unvaccinated people are getting sick, and I worry about my mother and my family, I accept myself and I love myself with every feeling inside me, exactly as I am. Even though I'm very worried about all the sick people in my community that I love, I have a choice, and I accept my choice. And because I have a choice, that's why I love myself. And this is how I can help myself to stay centered and be calm and lower my stress levels, because science says it does, by tapping during the pandemic. This tapping, the tapping that I'm doing every single day, will lower my cortisol levels in 1 week of tapping 37%. And this 1 week of tapping also raises the immunoglobulin levels 113% in 1 week. That's pretty dang cool. In particular, I'm going to do both, under the eye and under the lip. In particular, the IgAs, which are the immunoglobulins. That's a big word, sweetheart. Good going. Of the respiratory tract, which is where coronavirus subsides for the most part. Into the liver point here. That moves anger and resentment and bitterness. So if you feel these things rising up in you, just let them go. Keep on tapping, because tapping is just moving the emotions so you can have a better response in how you're standing in this pandemic. Now we'll go to top of the head. So we know that the tapping raises other beautiful hormones and neurotransmitters. This DeStress series is designed to change my body and brain biomarkers. Good girl, sweetheart. So we know that dopamine is released. That's my go get 'em reward hormone. We also know that serotonin is released. That's my, I've got it hormone. And then also, there's more, all being released into my body and brain, sloshing around my cells. I also have oxytocin. Oxytocin is the intimacy or love hormone. And oxytocin unlocks two more. One called anandamide, which is your bliss hormone. And the other one is called nitric oxide. Nitric oxide makes all the blood vessels in your prefrontal cortex stay nice and open, where you have your awareness center. And this awareness center becomes happy and circulated well with beautiful hormones and neurotransmitters, so that I can think very clearly about the next best thing to do. I deserve radiant health. I envision myself in radiant health. I see myself in mind, body, and spirit, with or without coronavirus, in my environment, in radiant health. Even though I see the news with Dr. Brittany Cobia telling everyone on TV, even the kids, that the last thing she's told patients who want the vaccine right before they're intubated, that I'm sorry, but it's too late. Just because you don't want the vaccine doesn't mean you don't have a choice to wear a double mask, wash your hands for 20 seconds with soap, and stay 6 feet at least away from other people. I have a choice. I have a choice in how I stand in this pandemic. And even if I don't feel like I have a choice, I'm going to pretend that I do. And in the meantime, I'm tapping in. I deserve radiant health. I am. I am creative. I am powerful. Quantum physics lets us know our thoughts are powerful. I am healthy, radiantly healthy, in mind, in body, and in spirit. I am walking and talking and believing and perceiving in radiant health. Thank you, Jessica. You be well. Love you.